I'm the Vice Chair of Program Operations for USA Swimming, and so it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to the 2018 Open Water Nationals. It's going to be a hot meet here, not only in the pool, but by the weather. If you haven't checked, we're supposed to be in the triple digits plus on Sunday. So, hey, it's Arizona, it's summertime, it's supposed to be hot, right? Right. Exactly, I like that attitude. Okay, first of all, there's some shout outs that need to be done here, and they're on the board here. I have my own notes. I wish I had known this would be here. We got the local organizing committee sitting right here in front of me. We've got Ashley and Courtney Warren. Would you stand, please? Give everybody a wave. Obviously, these two individuals have put a tremendous amount of effort into making sure this is a great weekend for you. So we do owe them a special vote of thanks. And then last but certainly not least, we owe a vote of thanks to Tom Villarreal. Tom is our state rep. And any of you who have been involved in open water competitions in the past, you just know how important this guy's job has been in preparing for our athletes and making sure that when we put 50 in the water, we get 50 out of the water. That's everybody's responsibility. Safety is our #1 goal throughout this week.
James?
Never let that slip. Okay? Now, juries. That's the only thing I don't have up here. I've got those names. Okay, technical jury. Coach is going to be Ron Aiken from Sandpipers. The athlete is going to be Ashley Kutchell from Titans. And the coach will, the official will be Mike Murphy from Pacific Northwest. Eligibility jury will be Pam Wilson from Indiana as the official, Joy Field from Texas A&M as the athlete, and Tyler Fenwick from the University of Virginia as the coach. Those will be our jurors. Two of them drew the black bean. That would be Ron and Tyler. They're going to be here to serve on juries throughout the meet. We will change the athlete, obviously, because the same athlete won't be competing in all the events there. Now, the last thing I need to do before I sit down and make a bigger fool of myself is introduce our meet referee, which is Sandy Drake. Sandy, come out here and take a bow.
First of all, congratulations to all the athletes for making it here. If you know, however you, well, the 10Ks were, but further on down the line with our juniors, some of them just qualified because they won their zone event. So we're going to go through a few of the things here. You know, USA Swimming rules. We will be running this meet according to the rules in the book. There are section 7. The gear and apparel. You can wear 2 caps, and the apparel, you know, it has to be a FINA-approved suit. We are going to be checking those suits too. If you're not sure, just find an official and ask them. We'll be all around at the check-in. Also under the gear, I'm going to talk about feed poles for the feeding station. We will be measuring your feed poles, and we will be marking them that they are measured. You will not be allowed on the feed station without the mark that our feed inspectors. I'm not sure exactly yet where that will be. Probably close to the feed station, probably right there at the, or on the grass area right by the feed station. We haven't figured out the exact location for that. The watercrafts on, we have on the, how many in the fire do you have the 2 or 1?
We have fire and one fire and 1 PD.
Okay, we have, besides, there'll be 4 official boats, and there will be 2 police boats on the outsides, and one police and 1 fire boat. And the fire will also have their safety gear on there for us. There'll also be 8 lifeguards in kayaks and 2 on jet skis going through. Let's talk about a little slipstreaming, drafting, and interference. The referees will be telling you if you're interfering, you will be doing, you will get a yellow card. Look at us. We will have, if you get a yellow card, we will have your number on a board where we can be pointing at you and with a yellow flag. If there is a red flag, you are to leave the course immediately. Do not stay on the course. Jewelry, watches, fingernails, and toes. Jewelry, you cannot wear those. Please take off your earrings and the rings and all of that. Fingernails and toenails will be checked at the check-in there. They cannot be, so girls do not have manicures. They're going to be cut. They have to have no fingernails. Can't fill them like mine here. All right, start times. Report to registration area. For the women's race, the start is at 8 o'clock, and the men's race starts at 8:30. We will be, 10:30, I'm sorry, 10:30. Not 8:30, 8 and 10:30. And the registration area, there's going to be a tent set up, and last time I was down there, I'm not exactly sure where. You saw that if you were down there, you saw the barriers, and there are going to be tents set up in there, and if they're not already, last time I was down there, there wasn't. And we'll be having the briefing. As I already said, the report, your suit manufacturer and model, you're going to be getting your race number when you check in, and you'll be getting your timing chips at that time as well. There will be a pre-race meeting with the lead referees 15 minutes prior to the start of the race, and then 5 minutes prior we will be doing your parade of the athletes, and you will be given, at check-in, you will be given a ticket, a little slip of paper, and that's laminated, and you are to have that, and you will be parading out, showing your numbers on your hands with the ticket, and you will be giving your ticket to one of the admin peoples prior to entering the water. Okay. The feed station, did you see that little dock? That is the feed station there. And only the people with the feed poles that have been already, as I said previously, marked are allowed on the feed station. So it's small, we don't want it to be crowded in there. I didn't see that you had put that feed station on. Start and finish procedures. We are going to be starting with a rope, and it will be between the feed station and the finish chute where that is. It's going to be out there, and hand on the rope. The rope is going to be behind you. Yeah, it must have at least one hand on the rope. Finish, when you come into the chute, you all know you're not finished until you hit the slapboard. If you need to withdraw from the event, if you're swimming and you need to get out, you need to make sure you check in with a boat right that's next to you. You know the distress call, there's kayakers. And once you are back on shore, I need you to check in with the admin, which is Matt Wilson here, just so we know we have the right numbers in and the right numbers out, so we're not searching frantically for you in the water. That's really important. The designated cutoff time for this is 30 minutes after the winner. So if you are not done 30 minutes, we will be pulling you off from the rest of the race. Unless you're real close, we'll let you finish. Protests, you have 30 minutes. Is that correct? Right. 30 minutes to file your protest with me if you have one. As Dan told you, we do have the juries all set. And please, it's good, you can talk to me or write it out, but eventually I'll have you write out your protest, but you have 30 minutes to do that. Inclement weather, we're not going to have inclement weather, except for Sunday it might be 106. But we'll be out of water before that. So we really don't have anything, it's dry, it's going to be dry. The emergency recall signal. Thomas, what are you guys going to be doing if there's an emergency with the safety?
Extractions. Okay, so as you guys were doing yesterday and today, walking down that boat ramp to get into the water to start your practice swim, that is where we will be extracting any people that really need to get out. So myself and another one of our safety team members, Josh, will be on jet skis with a sled behind us. Should an event happen, we will have a lifeguard on top of you bringing you in as we ramp you onto that boat ramp and get you out. So that is going to be our extraction point.
Thank you. Recognition ceremony will be immediately following each event. And Sam here yet? Okay. Sam Hendricks is our announcer, and he'll be doing that and probably interviewing you, the winners, as well. One thing I want to say real quick, because I forgot in the rules, I just want to tell, if you've been in the water, you know the visibility is not very good, right? So when you're doing the turns on the turn buoys, make sure it's clear that you went around the rope, because you got to make sure, because the official, the turn judge, will not necessarily be seeing the rope. We got to make sure it's clear that you were clear. Yes?
It's the buoy, right? Not the rope.
It's the rope. It's not the buoy. You have to go around the rope.
Is
The
the
rope that's under. You can go
underneath? Okay.
underneath. That's
All right.
why I'm kind of, it's not real good, because that's kind of, I wasn't, if you go under, if you're one of the swimmers that likes to go under, make sure it's clear that you are on, the rope is on the left, your left shoulder.
Okay,
You just
so-
got to make sure.
But to be clear, it's the buoy you have to go around.
Yeah,
which
but
happens
it's,
to be
if
held
you go
back.
under, you got to make sure it's the rope.
Like go around the buoy.
Yeah, just don't drive under. Okay, race day schedule for the women. Check-in begins at 7. 7, you do need your photo ID, so bring a photo ID with you for the check-in. At 7:45 will be the final referee's instructions. For the women, the lead referee is Sid Cassidy. And so then he will be giving you your final instructions before your race. At 7:55 will be roll call, and then we will start at 8. The awards will be after the men's races, so you have to stick around. For the men, it's the 9 a.m. start for the registration. Again, bring your IDs. The men's referee is Pam Wilson, and she will be giving you your last minute instructions as well. And then we'll be doing awards after the end of the race. Registration and check-in will be, Courtney, is that by the tents? We have the tables up there by the tents, all of that. And by the tents where the barriers are. The course overview, we have an updated course map. So the original one that was put out had both of them on. This is a 1.66 loop. Okay, so for the 10K, it's how many? 6. And so the turn buoys, all of the turn buoys, you need to make sure you are on your left. The intermediate, I don't care which side, the intermediate buoys is either side.
That includes the orange pyramid buoy?
Yes, yeah, the intermediate, yeah, that's the intermediate ones.
So we can go on either side.
On the intermediate, yes. On the intermediate, just the turn, the yellow ones are on your left, which will be in this section.
The far point can be exposed.
Yeah. This
Quiet,
buoy,
please.
this buoy, they're calling it, see, it's yellow and orange. That also has to be on your left. Yes, Coach.
The intermediate buoys, they were orange this morning.
They're orange.
Intermediate, the smaller ones.
There we have
The
circles.
little
Are they
donuts.
gonna be yellow?
We
Or
have
are
those-
they gonna be?
Yeah,
They're orange.
there's orange, and then we have large orange second eagles at the very center, that's a halfway mark.
Okay, but the real small intermediate ones will be orange, not yellow.
Right. And it's, yeah, it's that, you're gonna have 5 turns. 5 turns.
The multicolored triangle there at the end, if I remember correctly.
That's a turn.
Correct, this morning it was to the
Yeah.
left.
It'll be flip flop.
It'll be corrected.
It will be this in the morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is a counterclockwise course, as I said, it's this, 1.66, so just double that. We just talked about the buoys, I talked about the start area, the start line, there'll be a rope, and the finish chute, this finish chute is, it's the same one that was last year. Again, comes in, there's some noodles that are hooked on with some rope. There it is, and that's the finish.
So,
Question? Yes.
sorry, so there's a right shoulder, a mandatory right shoulder turn into the finish since you've changed the direction? Where is the finish going to sit on the course?
Finish is
Yep, right there.
right.
So there's no turn, it'll just be a straight swim through finish?
Straight from after, yeah.
And we'll have 2 large green Tetra Eagles on the end of those noodle lines.
Okay, so no turn into the finish, just swim straight in.
Straight.
Okay.
On that picture, where is the feeding station?
It's both of them.
Right here. Right?
So it's very similar to the.
Quiet, please.
Very similar to the finish, except on the outside of it, is that
Yes.
correct?
It's on down, it's probably a good 100,
It's-
150
yeah,
yards down.
Where it's right by, if you saw the permanent awnings, it's to, as you're looking at the lake, it's to the right of that. And the boat, the finish chute is to the left, down the ways.
Good, thank you.
And on the finish, yes,
With the finish chute, how far out is that going to be from the ramp? Because it's really shallow with rock. Big
yeah,
rocks
it's
right there.
out, I looked at it, today, yeah, probably, they're saying 3 meters.
25.
Oh, 25 meters out. Also, when you come in, the finish chute, you're going to need to climb up the ladder, get back in the water, and then climb up the ramp to get out.
Don't jump off that dock, please.
Yeah, don't jump.
It is shallow there, you can just slide into the water.
So do your pool entrance, 3-point entry off of the chute.
When are you gonna set up the finish?
It's up.
Oh, so it's gonna stay there?
Well, no, you're moving it out, right?
It's already,
Oh, it's okay, so
We
it's,
just need to put up the green markers.
okay.
Will those be off the whole time?
Tomorrow they will be.
just not at night, we take down all the major buoys at night. Yep, finish is staying, and the noodles are out there also.
Okay, another question.
Yes,
Is there a designated warm-up area for the men on the race
Yes.
course during the women's race?
there will be, after, or is you gonna have it,
We do that 30 minutes, we were talking
yeah,
about. As soon as the course closes, the 30
Yeah.
minutes,
and it will be,
yes.
you have the bridge here, and it will be this right in here. Just this, they can't go out on the course. But it's after the women's race is over.
Is that going to be enough time? Women's race is going to go.
Well, that's,
Quiet, please.
most likely to start at 9:30. Probably a little earlier. Or later. Oh, yeah, so 9:30, instead of 10.
I have a question on the yellow card and red card. If one receives a yellow card, is there going to be a white board that is going to put their number on it?
Yes.
On that number, or above or below it, is there going to be a 1 or 2 word reason for the yellow card? Or are you just going to put a number on it and they just guess what it is?
I've never written, have you ever written on there, Sue? I've never written,
So
they
if
most
one
likely
gets a
they
yellow
don't.
card and doesn't know the reason, are they just going to guess and say, I never should do that again, or whatever it was that I did?
Coach, if you want to put in for a new rule, I'm happy, but we have trouble communicating with swimmers as referees.
Correct.
So putting letters and numbers, I think, is asking for trouble. We are glad to share with coaches and swimmers after the race, anything that goes on. Obviously, the big trouble there is if you get a red card, and we've had issues with that.
Correct. Something for discussion later on, I guess, but it's just
Good
along
point.
the way, there
Yeah.
are times that I've seen where they don't know why they got a yellow card and then all of a sudden they got a red card for the same reason they got a yellow card, which they didn't know, and they were out of the race. So,
We can
that's for
discuss that.
future discussion.
Yep.
Okay.
So can I just suggest that maybe we do the warm-up area slightly to the right so that the guys will actually get a chance to warm up? Instead of actually running it where you're talking about going far right near the arrowhead or someplace, I don't see a scenario where women are going to finish in 90 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, he just said, yeah. So what we'll do then is after the last swimmer goes around past the feed station, we will open up, they can get in after, because after they've come past here,
Sure.
okay, the last swimmer, then we'll open that up.
Thank you so much. That's great.
You
Thank
want
you.
a little information on that? Yeah, just to work hard.
Yeah, just what do you say, Chris? Yeah, to the intermediate,
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
okay?
Perfect.
Yes.
One other question with regard to warm-up. What pool time is available on Saturday between the 10 and the 5?
Dean, Bryce, I don't know. On Saturday, pool time?
It's Eldorado. Eldorado's the only one.
Yeah, the Eldorado secondary pool is open all day, but Mona Plummer is not.
Did you hear that?
There's lap swimming in it.
It's very limited, guys.
Just
From
as
1
a
to 6 you have.
follow-up on that, you can pay to go in, according to what Mike Joyce told me from the team. He just got this a few minutes ago. Pay to go in where? Mona Plummer will be $5 to get in from 1 o'clock.
Mona Plummer's not going to be open.
1 to 5.
Yeah, so it's a $5
6
visitor
a.m.
drop-in.
to 1 p.m.
Mona
and
Plummer's
then
not
5
gonna be open,
p.m. to
Sid.
8 daily.
Okay, they say they will have open lane.
What's the answer?
If you want Mona Plummer, it's going to cost you.
That's
It's open
fine.
from 6 to 1 and 5 to 8.
What is he saying?
He said to Eldorado, is that what you said, Eldorado? And it's open, but somebody in here was saying it's very limited space.
1 to 5.
Sid, Mona
I
Plummer's
don't
not
know
open.
what time. Eldorado is
So
open.
the coaches are giving me bad info.
Correct.
Are those the hours at the other limited pool?
That pool's going to be limited as well.
So the only time for warm-up tomorrow is 6 to 1 and 5 to 8.
At talking Saturday.
Well, I think that's what that,
One is the Eldorado.
6 to 1 is the Eldorado. And 5 to 8 at Eldorado? No, that was Mona.
Okay, no. All right. Yeah. It's my misinterpretation. So you have to pay to use the other pool?
Okay, news to me.
Ignoring the pools,
Yes.
is the lake gonna be open after the event concludes for
Lake
kids?
is not open, like, yeah, let me say something about that.
Oh,
So there's no warm up
Let
for
me
the
let
rest
me
of
make
the
this
kids?
real clear, because I had about half a dozen, maybe 20 people trying to get in, and I had half a dozen in the water. That lake is not open. You can get arrested. Okay, let me make that clear. You can get arrested. Okay.
So,
That pool or that lake is only open by special use permit that we've taken out, and so that's the only time we're allowed in. It's those hours that we've designated. We can't even let our guards. We got to get our guards out of the water and all that kind of stuff too. Okay, so we only have limited use permit, special use permit. That's all we got.
just, so those kids who are arriving for the junior national event tomorrow, their event's Saturday, what will be their opportunity to warm up before their actual race Saturday?
So the coaches that have contacted me about that have asked, and we've put them in. We've allowed them to go with a discount rate into our event, the local event on Saturday, to warm up for the 7.5. I've had
What about the kids in the 5K
and
though?
the 5K before that.
before that 7 a.m. in the morning, 7 to 8.
What about Saturday though?
That is Saturday.
Right, but the swimmers that are swimming
You're talking about
Saturday,
on Friday, you're saying. what
they're
about
coming in Friday, will they have a chance to get in the lake?
No.
No.
Okay.
Courtney, I have a question. After the men's race is done, we allow them to warm down for, half
We
an
can't.
hour.
Yes.
So, for after the men's race is over, it will be still, this will be open for a warm down for a half an hour?
The best I can do, Bryce, we can talk about this and figure this out. We have to be out. Swimmers have to be out of that water at 1:30. That's our permit flight time.
That's easy.
So if we want to allow just
Perfect.
natural water,
That's perfect.
We should have ours.
we have guys until 1:30.
Okay, so,
We have to be, so our stuff has to be taken off by 1:30. With that though, and I'm going to say this again also, because I know there are people trying to slip in. We caught one today. Please, just don't do that, guys. Please, you're as coaches, let's be honest and honorable about this, okay? We have a lot going on. It's also a safety factor. If you're not in junior nationals, you're not in nationals, please don't get in the lake, okay?
so tomorrow, after the conclusion of the men's race, the lake is open until 1:30,
Perfect.
okay?
Thank you.
And there will be 2 guards out on the course. Okay, but make sure you don't stay after 1:30, because we don't want to push it too late with everybody. Okay?
El Dorado's open 6 a.m. to 1, and then 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay, thank you. $5 drop-in fee?
3.
$3. Oh, they're cheap.
We got spots in there.
Good afternoon. Just a few logistical things here real quick. This event is subject to doping control. There is a flyer posted on the event website now, so if you need information on that, feel free to go to usaswimming.org and pull up this event. You'll see that information there. One thing they want me to read, this event is subject to testing under USADA and FINA rules, and please note that all minors must have a representative with them if they're selected for doping control. Any questions on any of that? Stacy is here. So Stacy Michael Miller will be here all weekend. If you have any questions on doping control specifically, please feel free to find her. We will be providing a live PA and webcast. We'll try to have some monitors, but you can also watch that on iPhones, iPads, watch the races going on. Our webcast crew did a great job in a very short amount of time getting an FAA license to be able to fly the drone underneath the central landing pattern for the airport. That was a little bit tricky, but they got it done, so we will get some, hopefully some really good drone shots of the course in action. And again, you can follow along the race on your phone. The announcers for the event is, as Sandy mentioned, Sam Kendricks will be on the shore, and we also have Mike Lewis. Sam was supposed to be here, he got delayed. He'll be coming in later tonight. Mike Lewis is also here somewhere in the room. Mike will be out on the boat, so we'll be patching him in on a regular basis to get updates from the water. and you'll, hopefully everything goes right. You'll be able to hear everything on the PA system and watch the action on your phone as well. Any questions on any of that? Great. Award ceremonies, Sandy talked a little bit about the schedule for that. We will be providing a medal ceremony for the top 8 in each race, as well as the top 18 and under finisher in tomorrow's race, men and women. Those ceremonies will all be taking place as soon as the men's race is open, so if you could try to help us out and have if your swimmers and medalists, try to have them around that area, the registration area, and we'll get the award ceremony done as quickly as we can. For timing, we once again have Jason Moody with Regatta Timing here. He's been doing this for us for, I don't know how many years now, several years. So he's, every year, I think our system gets a little bit better, a little less flawless, and so now we're flawless. So I'm going to turn it over to Jason to go ahead and talk about timing.
So just a couple of notes. These are the chips that each athlete will be wearing. Wear them on both arms. So you can, when you finish the race, you can finish with either arm. Just make sure that you do touch the pad, the actual touch plate. When you put these on, obviously you can work with the official. If you want them tighter or looser, if you want to tape them, that's an option. Feel free. The only thing that I personally ask you is please don't make them really gross. Sunscreen or what have you. Personal feel. For the actual finish structure, we'll have both chip timing and video backup. So again, as we always do, we'll review each swimmer as they cross in relation to the actual chips.
Just for clarification, on the finish, they can finish with 1, is that correct?
Yes. FINA, it's not a FINA. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if they get both of them torn off, they need to stop and get another one, is that correct?
Yes, the referee boats will have some extras.
So 1 is good, none, you have to get another one. Thank you.
Do you put duct tape over the device or just around the strap?
You can put it over. That won't interfere with it at all. Hopefully the duct tape isn't too difficult to draw.
All right, you guys already heard my PSA on don't get in the water. Temperature this morning was 70 degrees at 8 o'clock, okay? So we took it at race start time. Now, mind you, that's only going to go up from here, okay? So we're expecting temperatures to rise quite a bit. Depth, so the way it's curved, it's a lake, but it's a river bottom actually. So it's actually about 3 feet. So some of you have noticed, when you come into that water off that ramp, it's only like 3 feet off the ramp. Okay, and then it goes down to about 20 in the very center. Okay. So if we push you out far enough, so you have at least approximately 10 feet of water below you. Currents, you won't feel a current in there. This is a very slow moving river. It's dammed up at the very end of it, so you shouldn't feel any kind of current in there. If you feel a current, it's going to be more from the wind. Okay, which right now, as of right now, weather storms have moved out. It should be a very low wind weekend. Marine life. It's a lake, what do you want to say? There's some fish in there, there's ducks in there. I've raced in this lake before, I've never had an issue with it before. Okay. So there's no alligators that I know of, or sharks or anything. It's not swimming. Alright, water quality, we have our official water quality. The health district came in, the water guys came in. We received the official certificate as of yesterday morning. Okay. I know everybody kind of got that little thing from Swim Swam. It was 0.2 pH off, okay? That lake was treated with chemicals. They watch it, they monitor, they treat it with chemicals. Okay? Same thing they do for Ironmans here. We've had Ironman here for 10 years now. So same exact thing they do with us. Alright, so they go out, they treat it. There's no water quality issues at this point. Restrooms. You've noticed, been down there with the corral, the restrooms are lined up right there, they're facing the water. Unfortunately, it's the best we can do with the way that slope is, okay? Now the white restrooms, executive restrooms, those are for doping control only, okay? So don't try to go around there. That's in the corral area, but just mind you, there's gonna be extra tents over there, that's all doping control, okay? So those are not to be used except for doping control. And Any questions? All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Thomas. Is there a safety director in the room with it?
All right, guys, when it comes to personnel, myself and another Josh will be on jet skis. We will also have a PD boat monitoring the north side of the race, make sure we don't have any cross traffic coming in. We'll also have fire department right in the middle, okay, with 4 EMT staff, 4 paramedic staff on, as well as your officials, the boats, and then we will have 8 lifeguards on paddleboards or kayaks peppered throughout the course, okay? All of the lifeguarding staff that we have on will be American Red Cross certified. We've ensured that. We will have that immediate response time for you guys. If something does happen, all of our lifeguards will not only have whistles, but we'll have walkie-talkies to fire to the 2 people on jet skis and to Courtney as our race director. So our response time will be fairly quick. We will extract you even quicker on, again, as I said, that south boat ramp that you guys all utilized to get into the water yesterday and today. Okay. Our AEDs will be on the fire boat, and we have a fire department that is about 2.5 to 3 minutes away. So if anything should happen, knock on wood, they will also bring that stuff down as well. We already talked about response times. Tempe St. Luke's is the closest hospital to us. It is about 3 to 4 miles away. Should anything arise, again, Tempe Fire will be the first one to respond. If anything needs to be taken, it will be Tempe St. Luke's. It's on Mill Avenue, for those that are familiar. If not, Mill Avenue, about 3.5 to 4 miles away. Shade and beverages. Shade, there's not going to be a whole lot of that this weekend, guys, other than the permanent structures that you will see along the south end of the river. Any trees or buildings that you can hide behind. Please take care of yourselves this weekend. For those that are coming in from out of town, yes, it is a dry heat, but that sun will be on you constantly. I looked around today. You guys have some pretty gnarly goggle tans as it is, but please protect yourself out there this weekend. Communicating with our safety personnel. If you guys are experiencing any issues, please verbalize that with our lifeguard staff, with the safety personnel, the jet skis, with fire. What's that?
Please go straight arm up.
Straight arm up. If you need our attention, wave at us and we will come to you. But please don't come in contact with any of our vessels, right? As a pretty strict competition, you guys have to be self-supported the entire race. If you guys do need help, swallow your pride, raise your hand and let us help you out. Understood? Don't be dumb. If you guys want to race again, you're going to need our help if you need it. And then safety craft, again, 2 jet skis, 1 fireboat, 1 PD, 4 officials that can act as extra craft on the water, things like that. Are there any questions for me at this time? Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned the lack of shade. What about beverages? You didn't cover that. Will there be water available?
There will be water available, yes. Will be water. Yes, sir.
You guys know if they're impeding the line of the storm to get out of the way? Because
Yes.
if they're swimming straight at you, you need to move.
Yep.
Okay.
We understand that.
We try, our guards all try to stay in the middle.
They will be in the
And
middle.
mind you, most of these guards have all worked Ironman. He's been assistant director, right, of Ironman. So most of these guys are pretty proficient at open water type stuff. Same with fire department. Fire departments work open water events, especially Ironman here. We do a lot of Ironman events here. So it's not their first word as far as open water stuff. Yeah, they're all pretty familiar. Most of these guards all been with us for 3 years now. So.
Any other questions? Great.
I'm sure everybody here has read all the selection procedures that we have posted on the USA Swimming website, so my job here is to summarize the following selections. These are the events that are being selected off of tomorrow's event. For the 10K, top 2 athletes will automatically qualify for the Pan Pacific Championships. From there, we'll also take top 6 athletes, so the national team will go to French Nationals, and then at French Nationals, we'll take an additional 2 athletes to the Pan Pacific Championships. For World Juniors, the top 2 18, 19-year-olds, and that's age as of December 31st, so the top 2 18, 19-year-olds will qualify for World Juniors. And then the rest of World Juniors are selected off the 5K junior event and 7.5K junior event. Athletes named to the World Junior team will qualify for the National Junior team, provided that they are 18 and under on September 1st of this year. If we need to go and fill up any of the additional roster spots on the national junior team, we will use the results from the 10K tomorrow. Any questions? Thank you.
Any more questions?
Changing area?
I'm sorry, what?
A changing area?
We have 3 changing tents that are out there.
Thanks.
There are those, did you see those, the orange off left?
I know people are complaining, yes, we're not putting the Marriott out there, they're just for changing, they're not for anything else.
Okay, if, any other questions? All right, if you would like to get your tattoos on today, we will, they're out there somewhere, I think, being set up.